Hello, this is Darren.
And this is Paige.
And this is
Where's the Lemonade?
Where we talk about what happens when life throws you lemons.
Make some lemonade?
Maybe. Some weeks it's lemon squares.
Yeah, some weeks it's just lemons.
Yeah.
On today's episode,
Success in marriage.
I think you're very excited.
I am. Okay, we were supposed to do this episode last week, but Mother's Day preempted it.
Yep, we decided that we needed to do another episode. How many episodes have we done on Mother's Day?
We do one every year.
So, yes, we decided that that was taking precedence over this one, but I'm excited about this one.
Well, and I'm glad we did the last one because it did help some of our friends and family to get through maybe a tough Mother's Day, which some of them had.
Yes, it gave them some ideas for next Mother's Day of how they can make the day better.
So go back and listen to our previous episode. It's a good one. But this time, and I'm glad we spent some more time on this because we decided to interview some of our friends.
We did. So we want to talk about what makes a successful marriage. Is it, if we were told to do A, B, and C in your marriage, would we do it? Do we do it? Is it the same for everyone? Is A, B, and C different in every single marriage? Or is A, B, and C the same for every marriage? Do you know what I mean? Like, is there just a formula that we should all follow and then we'll all be happy?
Well, the marriage counselors there's tons of articles out there, how to have a successful, happy marriage. And it's like, oh, here's the formula. Boom, 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 boom. And we read a lot of those articles. We've kind of tore some of them apart and appreciated some of them. But this time we decided, instead of asking the experts, which they're dealing with people who are having bad marriages typically.
Yes. We talk to people that have successful marriages.
Yeah. So we decided to go that route.
Yes. So I was just curious. I was very curious. Like, are our friends and family going to say all the same thing? Is there common advice that they would all give? Or is it completely different? Like, maybe a sense of humor for this couple is super important, but in this other couple that's maybe more serious, maybe a sense of humor isn't that important at all.
In fact, maybe it would be detrimental.
Maybe it would. So, yes. So I started texting friends and family that have been married for a long time and decided to see what they had to say about what makes their marriage successful.
It was very interesting reading their responses, and we're not revealing any names.
I pinky promised.
You can text us later, and I'll tell you who said what.
Not true. It's a vault over here. It's a vault. So let's just dig in. We're gonna start. So this is interesting. You can decide when we say one of these tips. You can decide if you think that was a man or a woman, because I actually asked every husband and every wife to give me a tip, but I did not specifically say.
And the answers were different between the men and the women.
On our blog, I did not say which one was a man and which one was a woman, and we won't be saying that now. You will have to judge that on your own.
Maybe we should have a quiz at the end where we do reveal the answers.
What? Oh, like which one is a man?
Yeah,
and
which one's a man and which one's a woman. That makes our audience listen to the whole thing instead of just...
They always listen to the whole thing. Don't you want to hear the lemonade moment of the week?
Yeah, you got to listen to the lemonade moment of the week. It's a good one this week.
It's their highlight of their week. They got to listen all the way to the end. Yeah, and they could also just hit fast forward.
So we talked to lots of friends, some that have been married for a really long time, some shorter, some that have been divorced and remarried, and most have not. So it's an interesting mix of people.
And when you say we, you mean?
Well, they're my friends too, but you did all the work.
Yes. I just meant that we didn't interview them.
No, our research department is Paige.
Just want to clarify.
Did you want all the credit?
Yes, I do.
All right. I'll make sure on the end, check out our video. It'll have Paige's name. Research department, Paige
Oh, I'm going to feel so important and special. Thank you,
Head
honey.
of research. Okay, the first one is to focus on your partner's strengths always.
And to try to and ignore their weaknesses.
Try to ignore their weaknesses.
Well, okay, so let's talk about this for a second.
Okay.
I love this one. Love this tip. Because I think you can get sucked into a hole of, and I think we've both been there. I think everybody's probably been there. That they do something that annoys you, or they do something that irritates you, or they do something that makes you mad, and you are kind of stuck in that now everything they do makes you mad because you're stuck.
That's if your spouse has weaknesses. So I don't know why you would ever have this issue.
Oh, I thought you were saying that I didn't have any weaknesses. You're saying that you don't?
I guess
Oh
not.
my goodness.
Thank you, honey. I'm glad that I have no weaknesses. No, I totally agree with you. You can find weaknesses in everything.
You absolutely
Right?
can.
There's certain things that I'm sure annoy you that you don't even know, or you don't even pay attention to anymore.
Right. So if you're stuck in that, you're just looking for the weaknesses, you're not focusing on their strengths, you're going to stay in there. It's going to be
This kind of goes back to, why did you get married in the first place?
Yes.
Because all you saw were their strengths at the beginning.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, they're just so perfect. They're just so cute.
So
And
you have to continue to focus on those strengths.
Yes, and the cracks start to come, and instead of letting those cracks get bigger, just shore them up. Now, obviously, don't mistake that we're saying ignore all of the problems in your marriage. We are not saying
That's
that.
not what this is.
That's not what this is. No.
No, this is your partner's strengths and weaknesses, not your relationship strengths and
Right.
weaknesses.
Yeah, your
That's
partner.
different.
So I really like that one.
Okay, next one.
Treat your partner the way that you would like to be treated. You know that I'm big on this. I feel the same way with the kids.
Golden rule.
Yes, I feel the same way with the kids. I treat the kids the way that I want them to treat me. I treat them, if I'm having a conversation with them and you come in and start talking to me, I ignore, you know this, I ignore you.
It drives me crazy.
I do. I'm like, I am having a conversation with the child.
It is about Pokemon.
They need to know, that is fine. They need to know that I am, that I'm listening to them, that I hear them, that I'm interested, and I'm not going to be, oh, just a second,
So you have to do the same thing with your spouse.
Yes.
That might be hard if you don't really care or understand what your spouse is talking about.
Well, no, you have to remember, this is about treat your partner.
Treating.
Treat
Yeah,
them
not
the way
just
that you want to be
communication.
treated.
Okay.
Treat them the way that you want to be. So, yes, if you don't want them saying rude things, then I
don't
guess
say rude things to them.
Don't say rude things to them, right?
Okay, that makes sense.
So, yeah, I like that one. Yeah, the golden rule. I love that. The golden rule. It's a terrific rule. Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tells you just whatever.
And did you know?
And did you
Though
know?
it doesn't show. There's a golden rule inside of you that says, do unto others as you would have others do to you.
There you
Yes, we will be taking this act on the road. We'll put our tour dates. Okay, next one.
Next one. She is always right. Just accept it. This is
So-
most definitely done by a man.
Obviously, a man wrote this one.
Accept it and move on.
So
This is actually kind of true.
So I want to know how we by the way, we have not gone over these at all. This is
No.
the first time that Darren is seeing these. I obviously put them in. You have not seen these.
No.
I was curious how you felt about this one.
You know what? I think this comes from someone that's just like, my opinion, it doesn't really matter. Does that make sense? The conclusion is going to be the same, so it's probably best to just accept, hey, she's got an opinion. That's awesome. It's different than mine. Mine doesn't matter as much. I will just move on. It's not worth the fight, frankly.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking. So is this basically saying almost like choose your battles? Like
I think it's like choose your battles.
If she or he, if there's something that they really like, they have an opinion about this and they're not willing to budge, and it's not something that you have a strong opinion about, do you just go, fine, move on, right? If it's not something that's going to impact your life terribly, do you just go, all right? Some people would say that that's a beaten down person, right? Like, well, they're
It
always
kind of
right.
is.
So, yeah. So I was curious about how you would feel about that one.
This is interesting as well because at work, I debate a lot of things to solve problems. That's how my team works.
Right.
We put a problem on, and everyone has an opinion, and we hash it out. We it's not contentious. It's, hey, we're trying to come up with the best solution possible. You can't bring that kind of attitude into a marriage because there's emotions involved.
Right.
Right. So I can't just say, oh, let's discuss, let's look at it at every angle, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what this is saying.
Well, and I think this was also said a little bit in jest. We have a lot of friends that have really good sense of humor and family members. So I think a lot of this one is in jest. Like, she's always right, just move on. Right. I think it was kind of trying to be funny as well. But don't you think?
A little sarcasm in there, yeah.
So.
All right, next one.
Keep your promises.
This is an important one. Don't promise something that you know you can't keep just to appease for the moment.
Oh, yes. I didn't think of it that way. Like, I'm going to tell you what you want to hear.
Right. So
to get you off my case.
To get you off my case, and then
I have
no intention of keeping that promise whatsoever.
Interesting. I hate that.
Like, I'll buy you a new car. Just chill for the next 6 months. And you have no intention. That's.
Wait, you told me that. So, is that true?
I did not tell you that. I said new car. No, I would never say new car.
Well, I don't want a new car.
I know you don't.
Yeah. I'd rather go on a trip, not a car. Yep. Right. We both
feel the same way. It's also the promises that you made when you got married to each other.
Yeah. Oh, you're getting deep.
And those, now you can extend that to those. But if you make a promise with your spouse, keep it.
Okay. I like it.
Right? I like it a lot. That should be your higher priority. Even if, for example, that happens to me sometimes, work comes in and interferes with maybe our special date that we have every year commemorating our first date.
Okay, so then I didn't know you were going to go this direction. So let's talk about that for a second.
We haven't missed one.
No, we have not. But there have been promises that have been broken because of work things.
There have been.
And how do I react to that?
Sometimes you get upset. Most of the times you don't.
I was going to say 99% of the time.
90.
90?
Maybe 89.
90% of the time, I'm like, oh, it's work. Like, work pays for our life. So I'm very
but
flexible.
It could be habitual, and it could be, hey,
I think there's only been one time, actually, that
I can think of a couple, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe that should be one of the tips. Don't keep score.
Don't keep score. Oh, well. But no, even I've even flown out after one of our dates to go to work.
Yes.
Directly from our date off to the airport.
Yes.
You dropped me off at the airport.
But you and I have had a special date planned, and you've missed it because all of a sudden something from work came up. And
when was that?
That was in February when you bought tickets to go to...
I bought the tickets at the wrong time.
Yeah, well...
Was that what happened?
And then something from work came up.
Yeah, something from work came up, and I thought, oh, I'm covered. But I had it on the wrong date. So that's
no, you couldn't have gone either way. Because you couldn't have gone at either time. You ended up buying the daytime ticket instead of the evening ticket, but you couldn't go either way.
Oh well.
Remember?
Yeah,
you got the daytime ticket. Yeah. So you couldn't have gone either one. But I wasn't really upset with you about that.
I felt bad about it though.
You felt bad about it, but I wasn't upset. I took my friend and it was fine. But there's been a couple times, but only a couple. Only a couple.
Okay.
We're pretty good.
All right. Well, keep your promises. We don't do that great, obviously.
No, we do. We do.
Oh, all right. I don't do that very... No, just one time. Okay. Don't take each other for granted.
Oh.
Is it granted or granted? I never understood what the right term is.
Wait, what did you say? What was your first one?
Granite.
No, it's not granite. It's not granite. That's
it's
the
like,
countertop.
I know.
No, don't take each other for granted. Don't take each other for granted.
I've been saying it wrong for
It's not granted.
50 years.
Yeah, don't take each other for granted. No, no. Granted.
So what does that mean?
It means don't just be like, hey, I can treat them or do whatever I want because I'm married to them and we have a commitment and they're never going to leave me.
And they will always be there.
Yep. Yes, that's what I feel like, taking something for granted, right? You're just like, I know they're always going to be there, and
I know they'll always make dinner every night.
yep, and I don't have to thank them or be grateful, because it's just is.
So that I find interesting. So showing gratitude.
Yes.
Right, and remembering why you fell in love with them, and cherishing those moments.
Yeah, remember why you chose each other. Oh,
I like that.
And then also, part of that same thing was try to always remember the qualities you love about them.
Even if they start annoying you now?
The qualities you used to love about them are now annoying you.
I mean, that happens.
It totally happens. Like, you're like, oh, that's so cute. That little thing that he does is so cute. And then you're like, that's not so cute anymore. I think that you have to remember, think back to when you first met, when you fell in love, or think back to a really happy time in your marriage. And did that thing bother you then? Maybe it did, but you just you were letting it.
It was quirky then.
Yeah, it was quirky. And try and get back to, it's quirky. It's fine.
All right. We were playing footsies under the table.
You were scratching me.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay, be fully committed. This one's an obvious one, right? Fully committed to your spouse, which to me means I want to see you as successful as possible. I'm committed to your success.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think of it like that at all. But I like that.
And committed to your happiness, committed to...
Yeah, to me it just means you're all in. Like, there's no escape hatch. There's no plan B. This is it. We're making this work. Right?
Yeah. No,
like,
I think that's kind of the same. But I would take it one step further and say, I don't just want us to be like committed and miserable.
No. Not at all.
I'm committed to your success. I'm committed to your happiness.
Yeah.
I'm committed to...
But you know what I mean? If you have in the back of your head, like, well, I can always
just go somewhere else.
Just go somewhere else. I feel like your relationship will suffer greatly.
I agree with you there.
So that's good. All right, next one. Try not to be selfish. Now, we just had an episode about this, didn't we?
We did. I think this one's funny because the person phrased it this way: try not to be selfish.
Because I think that we've talked about this in our podcast.
Yeah.
We are, I think, innately selfish people. I do. I think that we're made to take care of ourselves and look out for ourselves. And, before we get married, we've been taking care of ourselves for how many years? And so I think it's just this innate thing in us to take care of ourselves. And then when you fall in love with someone, you have to start thinking about someone else. And that can sometimes be hard.
Well, this goes back to, I think, the committed thing, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now your focus isn't just yourself, it's you and your spouse.
Right.
Or your spouse and you, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah. And being selfish can be toxic to your marriage.
Absolutely. I like this next one too. This goes into one of the 10 Commandments, envy. I think, right? Don't compare your marriage to other people's marriages.
Oh, I love this one.
Right. This all has to do about envy. You will never see someone else's whole marriage.
No.
Even if they go through a divorce, you'll never see the whole marriage. You're only going to see the good.
Yep.
And you're going to see the bad.
I mean, yeah, you can get on Facebook and be like, oh my gosh, look, he posts about her all the time. He's so sweet. Or she posts about him. She's so sweet. You're just seeing a little tiny, tiny piece of their marriage. And yes, when you go, oh, gosh, I wish that my husband would do XYZ like so-and-so's husband does, that's a slippery slope.
Yep.
And that is not good. Just focus on your own marriage. Focus on, if there are things that need to change, focus on that.
And don't say, well, so-and-so does this.
No,
this
don't
way.
say that's bad. That's real, real bad. Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, this next one, I love this one. Look at your spouse through rose-colored glasses, not a magnifying glass.
I love it.
This was a good
Love
one.
it.
Who gave
Yep.
this one? Oh, you can't tell me.
I can't say.
This is a good one.
I can't say. This is a really good one.
Because we all have flaws. We all have, and if it's magnified, that overshadows all of your pluses, all of your great strengths that each one of us has. Everyone has strengths.
Well, and they were saying if you constantly are magnifying your spouse's flaws, you will lose sight of their good qualities. right?
No,
if
I
you're just
believe
walking
that.
around with this magnifying glass. So, but they wanted to also make sure that you knew this doesn't mean you should ignore hurtful behavior. That is not what this means, right? Like, oh, everything's just perfect every time. No, that's not what this means. And I would hate that. That's insincere. That's, yes.
No, but you're going to find what you look for,
Exactly. I mean,
right? I mean,
sometimes. But they're just wanting to make sure that if there are hurtful behaviors going on, you should not just be going, oh, well, that's okay. No. That's not what this means. That's not what this means at all.
Okay, got it.
Right.
Okay, another one. I like this one. This one's interesting. Mandatory walk. I like how it's mandatory. Mandatory walks.
We must. No, I
Every
like
night.
that.
But I like this one.
I do too. I like that they have put that in their marriage. Like, we are going to walk. Because it's so easy to just go, yeah, we should do that every night. And then you don't. So I like that it's, it's on their calendar. Like, this is what we're doing. I love it. So every night it said it takes 11 minutes. And
To walk around the block.
around the block, and they recap their day, the good, the bad, and just kind of reconnect, and I love it. I think that's a great one.
Yeah, that's alone time. That does not mean walk with you and all the kids.
No, this is by yourself. No
This could be
kids.
hard if you have little kids.
Yep.
But maybe if you have little kids, you put earmuffs on them or something and walk around and then talk about them.
Nice.
I don't know. You got to figure out something.
You got to figure it out. Do not. Right, great. Someone's going to leave their kid for 11 minutes, and their CPS is going to get called and they're going to blame us. Don't do that.
No,
Don't
I
leave your
didn't
kid
say
at
to
home.
do that.
Don't leave your kid at home.
Put them in strollers and put them to sleep. And
Yes, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. Great. All right, the next one. I love this one too. Praying together at night.
This one's a good one.
Couples prayer.
Yeah, it's hard to stay mad when you're kneeling down and praying together.
It is when you're praying for each other. Of course, sometimes you can pray for the other, like if you are in a fight, you can pray for the other person to repent. Please bless that Darren will ask for forgiveness.
I'll make sure you're on the other side of the bed when lightning comes down and strikes you for that one.
But no, that's a nice one. That's a nice way to end the day together.
No, I like this next one too. Being willing to forgive the little things.
Over and over and over.
And the big things too, right?
Yes, and sometimes the big things. But yeah, sometimes the same mistake, right? Wouldn't that be great if we made one mistake and went, learn my lesson, and you never did it again? It'd really be a nice, I don't know, maybe it'd be boring world. I don't know. But it's not the way it goes.
No, it's not. And to me, this one goes back up to I'm fully committed to your success.
Yeah.
I'm fully committed to your happiness. So if I'm mad at you, I need to talk to you about, I said, this is making me upset and I need to forgive you so that we can be happy.
Right. Yep.
Right. But obviously, if someone's physically hurting you or emotionally, emotional abuse,
Yes.
whatever the terms are.
Yeah, this does not mean that.
This does not mean that.
No.
This means leaving my socks on the floor, not putting the keys back on the key hook.
Oh, I see we're going down a list of things in our house.
Yeah.
And do I forgive you over and over again?
I don't know. You keep reminding me.
What? Well, when I go to get the keys and they're not there, I'm just like, hey, honey, where are the keys? I wasn't mad.
I know.
So,
And I used to be the one wandering around the house. Where are the keys? We got, four drivers in the house?
yep, and 4 cars.
And 4 cars. And sometimes the keys end up in pockets in the wash.
They do.
Yeah, that happens.
For some more than others.
Or in their purse.
Yes. Yes, why are you carrying around that purse? That's weird.
Don't know. So obviously we are still working on the forgiving part. I think we do pretty good.
We're a work in people that listen to our podcast know that we are a work in progress. We have never said that we're perfect. We are not experts.
Well, that's how we had to ask our friends because we had no idea about any of this stuff.
Oh gosh. We're that bad?
No, we just do different things, I guess. No, we do these things.
Yes, we do a lot of these things. Okay, the next one. A weekly date to connect. What do you think about that one?
It's gone a lot smoother for us when we do our weekly dates.
Yeah.
When we haven't for a long time, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, you can tell. So,
You can tell.
And that means to get away from the kids.
Yes. And you know what?
And away from the house, too.
Yeah. And if you've got little ones and you can't find a babysitter, like, I understand. Sometimes it's challenging. But at least put them to bed and plan a fun evening at home, doing something fun together if you can't get out. But yeah, spend some time connecting each week if you can do that. I think that's a great idea.
Now, for those of you that have a lot of laughter in your house, and not all families are kind of like laughter types of families.
No.
And that's okay.
That's just fine.
But find humor in everything that you can.
And everything you can. Now, that kind of bothered you when you first married me. Because I like to find humor in just about everything.
In everything.
It kind of bothered you.
And yeah, it did. Because, falling down flat on your face and having someone laugh at you is never fun. But now it is.
Well, no, if you're hurt, that would not be a good time to laugh.
But you don't even check to see if someone's hurt first.
That is not true. That is not true. I check to see, are we going to the ER? If we're not going to the ER. No, you don't.
You laugh first, and then you go, is there any blood?
Is there any blood? And then I'm like, okay, we're good. It's just, and maybe it's a nervous thing.
It's a nervous thing for you. But you laugh when you're nervous.
Yeah.
So I've learned.
Laughter is good for the soul. It really is. It really, really is. Yes. So
I agree, but that may not be for everyone.
It may not be. But this says do fun things together and find humor in things you can. Yeah. So it doesn't say you have to find humor. If you don't want to find humor in everything, that's fine. That's not your jam. That's not your personalities. But I think what it's saying is don't take things too seriously, right? Like,
yeah, I like that.
Just don't get all tangled up in seriousness all the time. But yeah, do fun things together. I like that.
Okay, I like this next one.
Okay. Be a good listener and be interested. Are you trying to be funny?
Yeah.
Were you listening?
What?
Okay, so you were...
No. I like this one because you try really, really hard.
I do. I'm glad you noticed that I try.
No, I do. You try really, really hard when I just need to get something off my chest about work. And if it has nothing to do with the people at work, but just technical stuff, you last for about a minute. And then...
I get the glazed over look.
And you keep your eyes on me, but you're like...
I try so hard. I'm like,
I understand
focus, Paige, focus.
Because your attention span's short.
Next time, I have an idea for you.
What?
Next time you're talking about something technical at work, if you could juggle like fireballs or something, I would probably stay interested.
I'll throw some of the interesting, gossip I hear at work.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Give me some gossip amongst the tech stuff and I'm all in. I'm all in.
It can be difficult sometimes to...
But I think it's important, right?
Yes,
for your spouse, partner to feel like you are interested in what they have to say.
So when you do this to me all the time, I'm trying to get better. Put down your phone.
I do this.
Put down your phone and listen to me, and I'm like, I can repeat everything you just said.
I don't get angry anymore. I used to get upset. Like, I used to get mad about it because I'm just like, I'm talking to you and you're scrolling on your phone.
And I'm still listening.
Doesn't matter. You're not. That's not being a good listener, right?
You have to show that you're listening.
You have to show that you're listening.
Not necessarily listening, but show that you're listening.
Yes, you have to show that you're listening.
That you're interested. Yes, I agree.
Yes.
You have my undivided attention.
Mm-hmm. Sure, I do.
You do most of the time.
No, I do. You're a good listener. You just have to put your phone down. And like last night, you were doing that. I was talking to you, and I stopped. And you know what that means. When I stop talking, you're like, I'll put my phone down your it seems a little rude.
Yeah, it is rude.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay, I'm glad you agree. Thank you.
Okay. Give your partner a benefit of the doubt. Why don't you give me a benefit of the doubt when I'm looking at my phone?
What's the benefit of the doubt?
That I'm still listening.
Yeah, I'm not. No.
No.
Nope.
So what does this one mean then? What does this one mean?
Oh my goodness, you're funny. No, it means exactly what you just said, but you still have to, skip the rudeness, right? Because it's rude to just be holding your phone when someone's talking to you and scrolling your phone. So giving them the benefit of the doubt is To me, this means don't assume they're trying to hurt you. Don't assume they're out to get you, right? When they say something and you're like, I can't believe that he just said that. That hurt so much. Assume that maybe they misspoke. Give them a second chance. Don't assume they want to hurt you.
In fact, assume just the opposite.
Right. Assume that you have misunderstood something. There's been a miscommunication.
Or they're not expressing themselves very well.
Right. And say that. Say, you know what? I am wanting to not be upset about this. So let's talk about this for a second. Did you really mean this? Did I take that wrong? How did you mean this? Right?
No, I really
Clarify.
meant.
And if they say they really meant it, then, but you still gave them the benefit of the doubt. Like if you just go, hey, I don't want to jump to conclusions here. I'm assuming.
And sometimes things get a little heated, and when you're discussing things, and you just have to let things cool off.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Next.
Oh, are you gonna read this one?
Yeah. Learn how to enjoy intimacy.
I am.
It should not be a chore.
Yes, I'm
this.
so glad that this is in here, and that one of our mystery friends or family.
All right, is this a boy or girl? This one.
I'm not telling you. So learn how to enjoy it. It shouldn't be a chore, and you can learn to enjoy it together. So if there's one of you that is not enjoying intimacy, you need to work on that together. But I love that it shouldn't be a chore. It shouldn't. It should be something that you both want to do, you both enjoy doing, and if it's not, you guys need to work on that together.
Yeah, I think this is a good one.
So yeah, I think it's a really good one. It's important. It's important in marriage. Very, very important.
Care about your spouse's happiness more than your own.
It's a very good one. What do you think about that one?
Well, no, this goes back to that commitment to happiness.
Yeah.
If you're both trying to help each other be happy, or I guess I can't force you to be happy, but I can create situations that make it more happy around here.
Right. And encourage and support, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay.
Find what you have in common.
You should have figured this out before you got married. But you know what? This does happen to couples that get retired, where they stop working, or the kids all leave the house. And now, for the last 20 or 30 years, probably closer to 30 years, their whole focus has been children.
Well, yeah, you've had maybe different focuses for the last 30 some odd years, right? Like maybe she's been focused on work and the kids and the house, and he's been focused on work and school, or you know what I mean? Like it could be a variety of things. Maybe he's been focused on the kids and work, and who knows? But yeah, all of a sudden
they're gone, and you have nothing.
House is different, and you're like,
together.
Whoa, what do we like to still do together, right? So
I think this is a good one.
Yeah,
Find something in common that you guys can do.
And that might be like, maybe you guys need to go take a dance lesson together. You need to go take a sport class together, whatever it might be, right?
Yeah, kind of broaden your horizons a little bit.
Yeah, together. And last one.
Mutual respect. This sounds boring.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Well, I agree with it, but it's like mutual respect. I'm like, okay, I respect you. What does that
mean?
We respect each other?
I think
show me what that looks like.
For me, mutual respect means like when we fight, you don't hit below the belt. There's no name calling. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, which we're really good at. We don't name call. We don't. No. That's something we are really good at. So it just means respecting each other and not being derogatory or.
So look at the big trial between what's her name and.
Oh gosh.
Do the opposite of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Oh gosh, tearing each other to shreds.
Yeah. That's called mutual disrespect.
Yes. So
even when they were married, right?
Yeah.
So respect means, hey, I'm going to do things that show you respect and reverence, I guess would be a good word.
Yeah, that show that I love you instead of the opposite. So yeah, I think mutual respect is important. All right. So this might be a fun list to go through with your spouse.
Check it out on our blog. You can find it on where'sthelemonade.org. And go through it with your spouse. Maybe you guys can add some more to it. Take some advice and put some aside. But don't compare yourself to, we need to do all of these things.
Right.
No, that's not what happiness is about. It's about the journey that you create together.
Oh.
I know. I should write Hallmark cards. I'm changing my career.
New career.
I'm changing my career.
Okay, can there be chocolates that go along with those cards?
There always is, baby. Okay, our lemonade moment of the week has to do with our blind dog.
Oh my gosh.
She went blind about 5 weeks ago, and she bumps into everything all over the house. And we have a pool in our backyard, and we have a doggy door. She still knows where the doggy door is, but she's not quite figured out where the boundary to the pool is.
Yeah, so last night she went out her doggy door, and after a couple of minutes, I was like, she's not back in. I better check on her. And I walk outside, and the water in the pool is moving. And as soon as I saw that water moving, I knew she was in the pool, and I yelled, "She's in the pool!" And luckily, I was about to jump in, but then I saw that she's on the total opposite side of our pool where we have a step, like a chair, a bench. Thank you. There's the word.
There's a bench.
There's a bench and then some like rocks. So she's on the bench and she has her head above the water, like barely. So I was like,
more than barely. She was hanging on to the edge.
Yes. So she wasn't drowning. So I didn't jump in because I was like, I know Darren has shorts on.
Yeah. But I didn't get in either. Our daughter went in and got her.
Madeline was to the rescue. She jumped in and got her. And she was
pretty scared.
She was terrified. So the lemonade is that we treat our dog so nice now. We were never mean to our dog.
We were never mean.
We were never mean to our dog, but we are extra. All of us are like over the top. Oh, poor baby. Like,
I think the lemonade is that she doesn't stink anymore.
No, she had a little chlorine bath.
She got a little chlorine bath. It was good for her.
But no, it was pretty sad. It was sad. She was shaking and shivering. And
she's gotten scared. So we're working on figuring out different ways to still let her go outside when she needs to automatically.
Because I know you're all sitting here thinking,
protect her from the pool.
Why don't you just put a fence up? Well, we do have a removable fence.
But the doggy door is on the side where the pool is.
The doggy door is on the side where the fence is not. So that does not solve our problem if we want her to still be able to go in and out of her doggy door. So we're working on solutions because we really don't want her to leave the world that way. And if she does, we will never say that on our show.
As far as you guys know, she just passed away.
That's right. We will never
Which
admit
can
this.
still happen. She has a brain tumor. Maybe we should start a fund.
Go fund Heidi.
Go fund Heidi.
Well, is it costing us extra because
it's just a sad story. Isn't that how people make money on social media?
No.
We're not going to lie.
No, people, hopefully, I'm choosing to believe the best in people. They're only doing GoFundMe because they absolutely need it. I'm choosing to think that.
Okay. Special thanks to all of our friends and our Director of Research, Paige Pulsifer. Thanks, Paige.
If you like today's episode,
give us 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, Google.
And head to Facebook and like us.
And check out our blog at where'sthelemonade.org,
where you can leave questions and comments.
But most of all,
go out and make some lemonade.
You betcha, baby.